They say there is a book so shocking it was banned from the Bible, a text that speaks of angels who defied God, giants who walked the earth, and visions of the end times so terrifying that early church leaders chose to hide it away. This is the story of the Book of Enoch, a forbidden text shrouded in mystery, controversy, and prophecy. But what does it really say? Why was it rejected? And why does it still fascinate us after thousands of years? Long before the Bible was finalized, ancient Jewish communities already knew of a figure named Enoch. In Genesis, he is described in a few cryptic lines. Enoch walked with God, and he was no more, for God took him. Unlike others in the genealogies who lived, died, and were buried, Enoch was taken alive. The mystery of where he went and what he saw became fertile ground for tradition. Out of this simple biblical mention grew an entire book, a sprawling collection of visions and revelations said to be dictated by Enoch himself after being taken into heaven. The Book of Enoch claims to be his first-hand account of journeys beyond the earth, conversations with angels, and visions of judgment reserved for both the fallen and the faithful. One of the most controversial sections tells of the Watchers, powerful angels sent to watch over humanity. Instead, they lusted after human women and taught mankind forbidden knowledge, sorcery, astrology, the forging of weapons, the art of war. Their unions with human women produced the Nephilim giants, whose violence and corruption filled the earth. God's anger burns, and in these pages, Enoch is chosen to deliver a message of doom to the Watchers themselves, condemning them to eternal chains and darkness until the day of judgment. It's a story that seems to explain so many mysteries hinted at in Genesis. Who were the sons of God who married daughters of men? Who were the Nephilim? Why did God flood the earth? The Book of Enoch offers a dramatic, supernatural answer, and it doesn't stop there. Enoch's visions stretch far into the future, describing the coming of a chosen one, a messianic figure who will judge the wicked, restore the righteous, and establish God's kingdom on earth. The language is vivid, even terrifying: rivers of fire, angelic armies, the punishment of kings and mighty ones who refuse to honor God. But if the Book of Enoch was so full of prophecy and ancient wisdom, why was it banned? Why isn't it in most Bibles today? The answer lies in its complicated history. The Book of Enoch wasn't actually one book, but a collection of writings composed over centuries. Fragments were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, showing that at least some Jewish groups considered it sacred. In fact, the earliest Christians were well aware of it. The New Testament book of Jude even quotes directly from it. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied, but over time, church authorities grew wary. The Book of Enoch's vivid depictions of fallen angels mating with humans, teaching sorcery, and producing giant offspring sounded too much like pagan mythology. Its descriptions of cosmic secrets and calendars differed from accepted Jewish teaching. Worse, its visions of judgment challenged the authority of powerful rulers. Early church fathers debated its authenticity. While some accepted it, others declared it too strange, too apocalyptic, too dangerous. By the 4th century, when the canon of Scripture was being shaped, the Book of Enoch was excluded. In the West, it was effectively lost, surviving only in fragments and in the memory of old citations. But in Ethiopia, something remarkable happened. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church preserved the entire text, translating it into Ge'ez and copying it across centuries. There, Enoch remained part of the biblical tradition, a living link to an ancient world that most of Christendom had chosen to forget. For centuries in Europe, the Book of Enoch was gone until 1773, when the Scottish explorer James Bruce brought copies back from Ethiopia. Scholars were stunned. Here was a window into ancient Judaism and early Christianity that had been closed for over 1,000 years. The text described angelic rebellions, divine secrets, cosmic journeys, and end-times prophecy with a power that still captivates readers today. Modern interest in the Book of Enoch has exploded. Some see it as lost scripture that reveals truths the church wanted to hide. Others study it as ancient myth, valuable for understanding the religious imagination of the time. Scholars debate its origins, its dates of composition, and its meaning. Conspiracy theories flourish, claiming it exposes a hidden past of giants, aliens, or fallen gods. But perhaps the Book of Enoch's true power lies not in its rejection or its rediscovery, but in the questions it forces us to ask. What knowledge is too dangerous? What truths are too threatening? Who decides what is canon and what is heresy? When you read Enoch, you encounter a vision of the world filled with mystery, terror, and hope, a world where the lines between divine and human blur, where rebellion has cosmic consequences, and where a just God promises final judgment. It warns of power abused, secrets traded for dominance, and the price of forbidden knowledge. And yet, it also speaks of a chosen one who will set things right, a Messiah who will bring justice, a new world where corruption is wiped away and the faithful are vindicated. In many ways, it offers a darker, stranger, but ultimately hopeful vision of the same story Christians know from Scripture. So why was the Book of Enoch banned? Perhaps because it was too bold, too vivid, too uncompromising in its moral vision. Or perhaps because it told the truth in a way too many found uncomfortable. Today, you can read it for yourself. You can decide whether it's ancient wisdom or dangerous myth. But one thing is certain, the Book of Enoch will not be silenced. Its words continue to challenge, provoke, and inspire, whispering across the centuries that there is more to the story than we ever imagined.